Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
You're supporting genocide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
You're supporting genocide!
Justin Trudeau, you will see!
Justin Trudeau, you will see!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Justin Trudeau, you will see!
Justin Trudeau, you will see!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free! Is everybody ready to get your voices nice and loud today? Is Parliament gonna hear us today? I need everybody's fist in the air. If you have a flag, I want it up in the air. If you have a sign, I want it up in the air. Free, free Palestine! That's not loud enough! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Let them know because they hate to hear it! From the river to the sea!
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 Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
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 Free, free Palestine!
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 From the river to the sea!
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 Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
What are we going to tell them today? No justice! No justice!
No peace!
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 Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey!
Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go!
We're just getting started today. We're going to be here for a while. Let me hear your voices. Are they ready? Are they ready? again, but if you've got hands, I want them up in the air, and I want you clapping along to the chants. We need to be as loud as possible today. We want all of Ottawa to hear us today. We want them to hear us across Canada today, and we want them to hear us from here to Gaza. So we're going to try that one again. Are we ready? Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation's got to go! Alright everyone, we need to be louder than this. This has been 49 days of constant genocide being inflicted on the people of Gaza. Shame! Shame! The Canadian government is complicit, and this body that's right behind us has been the center of decision making for the Canadian state that has made Canada complicit. Shame! Shame! So right now, we want everyone that has a flag, anyone that has a Palestinian flag, to put their flags up high. Everyone with the flag, put your flags up high. We want to color Ottawa with the colors of the Palestinian flag. We want all of Ottawa to be colored in the colors of the Palestinian flag. So right now, anyone that has a flag, put it up high and repeat after me. علي علم الثورة علي.
علي علم الثورة علي.
Go louder, louder. علي علم الثورة علي. علي علم الثورة علي.
علي علم الثورة علي.
علي 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 علي.
علي 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 علي.
علي علم الثورة علي.
علي علم الثورة علي.
علي علم الثورة علي. علي علم الثورة علي. علي 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 علي. ويا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح، واحنا نواصل الكفاح. يا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح، واحنا نواصل الكفاح. واعلناها اعلناها انتفاضة وكلنا معاها. اعلناها اعلناها انتفاضة وكلنا معاها. انتفاضة وكلنا معاها. من غزة طلع القرار، من غزة طلع القرار. انتفاضة وانتصار، انتفاضة وانتصار. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open up the prison doors. 5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is a racist state. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apartheid no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop the killing, stop the hate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Genocide no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is a terrorist state. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Occupation is a crime! Occupation is a crime! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Brick by brick, wall by wall!
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 Apartheid has got to fall!
Apartheid has got to fall!
Brick by brick, wall by wall!
Brick by brick, wall by wall!
Apartheid has got to fall!
Apartheid has got to fall!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Louder! Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
There is only one solution!
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 I can't hear you! I want you louder! Let me hear your voices! That's not good enough! We've got thousands of people on Parliament Hill today! I need to hear your voices! Make some noise for Gaza! There is only one solution!
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 Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
We're gonna let them know the people united will never be defeated!
The people united will never be defeated!
The people united will never be defeated!
The people united will never be defeated! The people united will never be defeated!
The people united will never be defeated!
The people united will never be defeated! The people united will never be defeated! The people united will never be defeated! Alright everyone, right now, since we're saying that the people united will never be defeated, I want to do a quick temperature check. Right now, if you are Palestinian, make some noise! Okay. Now if you are here because you are non-Palestinian and you're here in solidarity with Palestine, make some noise! So we are all here, united in front of Parliament Hill to let our political leaders know that the masses stand with Palestine. So make some noise for Palestine! Now, let's try that again. I know it's cold. I know that a lot of you have taken a bus hours away. But right now, we are here to make as much noise as possible. So everyone, please put your hands up and clap with this next chant. Make some noise if you have a drum. Make some noise if you have anything that makes noise. Because we are here to shut Ottawa, down! So, everyone make some noise and clap with this next chant. Say it loud and shake the ground!
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 End the siege on Gaza now!
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 Say it loud and shake the ground! End the siege on Gaza now!
End the siege on Gaza now!
Say it loud and shake the ground! End the siege on Gaza now!
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 Say it loud and shake the ground! End the siege on Gaza now!
End the siege on Gaza now!
Say it loud and shake the ground!
Say it loud and shake the ground!
End the siege on Gaza now!
End the siege on Gaza now!
Justin Trudeau, you will see!
Justin Trudeau, you will see!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Netanyahu, you can't hide!
Netanyahu, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
We charge you with genocide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
We charge you with genocide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
Justin Trudeau, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
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 Say it louder, say it more!
Say it louder, say it more!
Not a conflict, not a war!
Not a conflict, not a war!
Say it louder, say it more!
Say it louder, say it more!
Not a conflict, not a war!
Not a conflict, not a war!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Occupation is a crime! Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
When we call for a ceasefire, we want a total and full ceasefire. We don't want a humanitarian pause. We call for a full ceasefire. So just before our MCs join you today and lead our programming, I want your fists up in the air, your voices nice and loud, and I want this government to hear us when we call for a ceasefire. Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Before we start, I want to hear you. I want the entire vicinity to know that the people are here. Let me hear you! Brothers and sisters, friends and family, look around you. Today truly is a historic day. We are gathered here in the largest Palestine protest in Canadian history, and a show of power and a show of strength. We are here to say that we are not individuals in solidarity with Palestinian liberation. We are a movement! Woo! And today, you are all part of this movement. It is an honor to be your MC for the day on behalf of the Palestinian Youth Movement.
Good afternoon, everyone! My name is Mo Al-Qasim. I am one of your MCs for today. I am here on behalf of Labor for Palestine. We are a pan-Canadian network of workers and trade and labor union members who are committed and dedicated to the full national liberation of Palestine. If you are a worker, a union member, raise your flag high.
As we gather here, after 49 days of a brutal assault on Gaza, we are mourning the loss of over 20,000 Palestinians who have been martyred. I will repeat that number. 20,000 Palestinians have been martyred. Over 8,000 of whom are children. Shame! We have watched in horror as the Zionist state of Israel has bombed and invaded hospitals, schools, mosques, and churches. 49 days. 49 days of bombing, of massacres, of death, of genocide. 49 days! Amidst this horror, history is being rewritten. Our prisoners are being freed! And over the past 49 days, we have seen the Canadian masses and the free people of the world stand up with the Palestinian people. With the Palestinian cause and with Palestinian liberation. And you are a part of this movement. You have traveled all across the country to be here today. Today, you are part of history. And we gathered today are on the right side of history. I ask you all to please stand as we play the national anthem of Palestine.
Aujourd'hui, nous sommes ici au cœur de l'Empire canadien pour montrer au monde entier que nous sommes du bon côté de l'histoire. Nous exigeons un vrai et permanent cessez-le-feu. Nous exigeons la levée immédiate du blocus sur Gaza. Nous exigeons la libération de tous les prisonniers palestiniens. Nous exigeons la fin de la complicité canadienne dans cette occupation. Et finalement, nous exigeons la fin de cette occupation vicieuse contre laquelle notre peuple se bat depuis plus de 75 ans. Today, we stand in the heart of the Canadian Empire to show the world
that we are on the right side of history. We demand a real and permanent ceasefire. We demand the lifting of the blockade on Gaza. We demand the liberation of all Palestinian prisoners. An end to Canadian complicity. And we demand an end to this vicious occupation that our people have been fighting for 75 years.
As we stand here on Indigenous land, we know that we are fighting in the service of liberation. This fight is not new. People have always struggled against their colonizers, and we must honor the Indigenous people of this land who are here with us today. And repeat after me. From Turtle Island to Palestine. From Turtle Island to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. Occupation is a crime.
Let's hear it one more time for Sarah and the Palestinian Youth Movement. Our next speaker, Ahana, is the chairperson of the International League of People's Struggle in Canada, the ILPS. The ILPS is a coalition in over 40 countries of anti-imperialist organizations that seeks to unite and coordinate peoples against the imperial core. Let's hear it for Ahana!
The International League of People's Struggle stands in unconditional solidarity with the Palestinian people against the Zionist imperialist occupation. While the occupation forces and settlers are directly carrying out the violence in Gaza and the West Bank, we must recognize that the Zionist crimes for the last 70 years have been made possible by the US with the full support of Western powers like Canada. They have murdered and destroyed thousands and thousands of Palestinian lives in the service of a few corporations and a few people. Countries like Canada and the US are not interested in peace or democracy or the security of civilians. They are only interested in profit and in the military control of the region by any means necessary. The ruling class in Canada, with the help of its politicians, has made sure that we, the people who are living and working here, are implicated in the colonial and imperialist project which is carried out in our names. Canadian banks like Scotiabank, RBC, TD, all of them, they've invested millions and millions into the weapons that are making billions of profits in each year. And they are not alone. Through the Canada pension plans, our own retirement savings, they're heavily invested in the war economy. In all these companies that are manufacturing the drones that are used to surveil the Palestinians, the armored vehicles, the fighter jets that are dropping bombs on Palestinians, and some of them are even manufacturing nuclear weapons.
Shame!
These investments are not limited to weapons manufacturing, but are also extended to Canadian companies, headquarters in Canada, that are profiting of the forceful displacement of the Palestinians by serving the Zionist colonizers.
Shame!
It is not just the case with Palestine. The Canadian ruling class practices this all over the world. The stock prices of these companies increases with every manufactured global conflict in the world. But we, who are being lied to by our politicians, by the media, we know that it is our labor that runs this economy, and we are too many to silence. We are building a working class struggle within Canada that recognizes that our struggles are not isolated, but in fact connected against a common enemy, the imperialism. The struggle for a free Palestine is a struggle against imperialism. And the Palestinian liberation movement has always been courageous in its support for other liberation movements around the world, from Ireland to the Philippines. Our struggles will be stronger when marching together, because those resisting US-led imperialism in Palestine, in the Philippines, in Panama, in Korea, all across the world, we are facing the same enemies, and Canada is one of those enemies. We are not a monolith. Even though the working class people have had our pensions, our savings invested in imperialism, we also face exploitation by the same ruling class that wages war against the people of Palestine.
It's better when
And when we experience the increasing economic crisis, we have seen the working class militancy grow, whether through strike actions, unions, or rent strikes. And these struggles, seemingly so far away from Gaza, they strike against the same oppressive systems. We are not powerless. And as the contradictions heighten, we will witness the state propaganda and the repression heighten. But Zionism is not limited to Palestine. It is growing its roots here in suppression of any dissent. In countries like India, where the fascist regime is replicating the Zionist model of ethnic cleansing.
Shame!
Even the progressive politicians who never planned to change the system, made hollow promises, have betrayed us. Only a more united, a militant movement by all oppressed and exploited people can stop this new wave of imperialist aggression.
Woo.
So the International League of People's Struggle calls all the people present today to get organized and join the people's movement for full liberation of Palestine. We all must take up the Palestinian cause as if it is our own, because it is.
Woo. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Today, we are getting people from all around Canada to come to the capital to make our voices loud and clear and make our message very, very clear. So if you speak Arabic, repeat this next chant with me. بالروح بالدم نفديك يا غزة. 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 Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
1, 2, 3, 4!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Occupation no more!
Occupation no more!
5, 6, 7, 8!
5, 6, 7, 8!
Israel is a terrorist state!
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 Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Say it louder, say it more! Not a conflict, not a war! Say it louder, say it more! Not a conflict, not a war! Justin Trudeau, you will see! Palestine will be free! Justin Trudeau, you will see! Palestine will be free! Justin Trudeau, you can't hide! You're supporting genocide! Justin Trudeau, you can't hide! You're supporting genocide! 1, 2, 3, 4! Open up the prison doors! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a racist state! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a terrorist state!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Just before we pass it back to our MCs, I'm going to kindly ask that everybody please take a step back. We're expecting a lot of people here today. We already have a lot of people here today. We want to do this as efficiently as possible. So if everybody can take one big step back, and I'm just going to kindly ask the people in the front to clear the press riser in front of us, just so we have no obstruction of the live stream. While you do that, let me hear your voices nice and loud. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
I want us to really take in this moment. Look around you. Look at the comrades surrounding you. We, the people, refuse to have the blood of thousands and thousands of Palestinians on our hands. Let me hear you. We have been mobilizing for 49 days. Are you tired? Are you tired? And we will continue to mobilize until we get a real ceasefire. I want you all to make some noise for the next speaker, Tariq Lubani. Tariq Lubani is a Palestinian refugee living in Canada. He's an emergency physician who has been volunteering in Gaza at Shifa Hospital for over a decade, having served there for several of the past wars.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you who are here. It is important that every one of you make your voice loud and make it heard. I spoke to my colleagues in Gaza, my colleagues who I've worked with at Shifa, who I've worked with at other hospitals. I spoke to them after they were run out of their stations, after they could no longer care for their patients.
Shame!
I told them that we were going to have the biggest, most historic rally in Canada. And so we have. And so we have. They asked me, is it true that the people of Canada cry for the people of Gaza? I said yes. I said yes. You know what they said? يا عمي شبعنا دموع. يا عمي شبعنا دموع. قول لهم انه بدنا كفاح. قول لهم انه بدنا تضامن. قول لهم انه بدنا غضب. When I worked during times of so-called peace, I'll tell you what I saw. Yesterday I was watching a video, and there was a doctor sewing up a little child's head, broken open, split open by bombs, by Israeli bombs.
Shame!
And the doctors were sewing it together with no anesthesia, forcing the child who was screaming onto the bed, holding her down so that she couldn't move, so that they could close the wound.
Shame!
And I wondered to myself, do the people know? Do they know that that isn't just during war? Do they know that that is every day? Do they know that every time I was in Gaza, I sewed up children's heads in the same way with no anesthetic? Do they know? Do they know? My friends, ceasefire is not my only demand. That might have been enough at one point, but I will not go back. I will not go back to sewing children's heads without anesthesia. I will not go back to treating patients without tools. I will not go back to making up for the failures of the whole world to treat our Palestinian brothers, sisters, and siblings. I will not go back, and neither should you. Every one of you who would say "Beruh b'dam," every one of you who would say that, those words are meaningless if they're not matched by actions. Those words mean nothing but platitudes if you do not do something with them. Our brothers, our sisters, our siblings in Shifa, in Indonesia, in every other hospital, in every other place, everywhere, have shown us what bravery is. We came here thinking that we were going to free Palestine, and what we have found is that Palestine has freed us. It has freed us. It has freed us of our cowardliness. It has freed us of our delusions that the people who sit in that building mean anything to us or care anything for us.
Shame!
My member of parliament cried more over ketchup on his office than he did over the children of Gaza.
Shame!
The only people who care about the Palestinians are us. The only people are the people who are here. And we must make our voices heard now and till tomorrow. Ceasefire, yes, but ceasefire is not enough. We must have a free Palestine.
We are gathered here today in the heart of so-called Canada because our politicians refuse to even utter the word ceasefire. Shame! These politicians, these war criminals, people. Shame! Shame! Our next speaker is the only politician who spoke out, who spoke truth to power. I want to hear you all welcome Sarah Gemma! Sarah Gemma is an independent MPP for Hamilton Centre. After releasing a statement and calling for a ceasefire, she was censured and dropped by the provincial NDP. Another round of applause for Sarah Gemma!
My name is Sarah Gemma, and I am the proud independent MPP from Hamilton Centre. I am so proud to be gathered here today with so many courageous people demanding justice, demanding dignity, and demanding peace and liberation for the people of Palestine. By gathering in our thousands from all across this land, we empathetically display that we will not be deterred by the constant attempts to demonize this movement. We are growing only stronger, and the media can try and frame us as hateful in their desperate attempts to erase Palestinian voices and to distract from the atrocities being committed by the Israel occupational forces in Gaza. But the masses see through the propaganda and the attempts to silence. We are growing stronger because this is a powerful movement for peace and for justice. We love and demand peace, and we will always make that loud and clear. And as peace-loving people, we are sickened by our government's complicity in genocide. We will never be bullied or intimidated into silence while Justin Trudeau and his partners in crime continue to support the genocidal Israeli regime in the slaughter of more than 14,000 people, including... Shame. It's a shame. And that number of 14,000 people includes more than 6,000 children.
Shame.
It is sickening. It is completely sickening that our government has continued to minimize Israel's war crimes and their crimes against humanity while allowing military and arms exports to perpetuate genocide. Justin Trudeau, no words can clean the blood from your hands. And the failure to completely cut ties with the state of Israel in this crucial moment is another stain on the bloody legacy of Canada. Gathered here in Ottawa, among the many monuments to colonialism, we are reminded of the stolen land that we currently occupy. And this is exactly why we chant from Turtle Island to Palestine, occupation is a crime. And it is our duty to demand land back and to put an end to the evils of settler colonialism wherever it seeks to dispossess and murder and oppress. The urgency of this moment and the magnitude of devastation that has befallen Gaza demands a permanent ceasefire and lasting peace. And a momentary pause in an ongoing genocide does not achieve peace. It is not enough. A momentary pause is not enough. Peace is achieved through the end of the Israeli
brutal 75-year-long occupation of all Palestinian land. Peace is achieved through the end of apartheid. Peace is achieved through the right of return, and peace is achieved with the full liberation of the people of Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! We will not be deterred from showing up for Palestine until that goal is realized. A free Palestine where people of all religions and backgrounds can actually live in peace and dignity in our lifetime. And thank you. Free Palestine. Let's hear one more round of applause for Sarah Jama! Let me hear your voices nice and loud. Free the people, free the land! Free the people, free the land! Justice is our demand! Free the people, free the land! Justice is our demand! Free the people, free the land! Justice is our demand! Free, free Palestine! 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 Intifada, intifada! Intifada, intifada! Long live the intifada! Long live the intifada! Long live the intifada! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
I would like to repeat for people at the front, please take a step back, look for your marshals, please take a step back, please, let's take a step back, thank you all, and let me hear your voices! We are here in the thousands on Parliament Hill, not to try to appeal to the morality of these politicians. We are here in our thousands as a show of strength to force them. Let me hear you for our next speaker, Alex Celeste. The energy is a little low. I know. We have more in us. Let me hear you! Alex Celeste is the regional executive vice president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada, the National Capital Region. PSAC represents over 20,000 workers across Canada. So let me hear you one more time.
Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Make some noise! My friends, I want to start off by thanking the organizers of today. Organizing rallies like this requires a tremendous amount of energy, so let's show some love for the organizers, marshals, and volunteers, please! And I want to thank all of you beautiful people for being here today, for standing in solidarity. Make some noise! Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Let's take stock of the impact that we've had with rallies like this around the world, while recognizing that we still have a lot of work to do, while recognizing that peace cannot be achieved while oppression persists, and that calls for a ceasefire must be joined by calls to end the occupation and the restoration of human rights for Palestinians. I want to talk a bit about the importance of unity in these struggles. Je veux parler de solidarité. We're here on Parliament Hill, our government's house, so that our elected leaders hear us. Will they hear us? And I do want to recognize that the NDP has joined the call for a ceasefire and an end to the occupation. And my friends, that movement in our politics is because of people power. It's because of movements like this that push elected leaders to act. But shame on our current so-called liberal government who remains silent and complicit in Israel's war crimes. Shame. And the far-right conservatives, fascist curious clowns like Poliev, my friends, they are quick to pour poison in our ears to turn equity-deserving working-class communities against one another, to push us towards division for their own agenda. But they are nowhere to be found when our communities cry out for justice. I want everyone to know that a lot of the folks who volunteer to help for a lot of these actions here in Ottawa are the same folks who volunteer to be marshals at rallies for trans and queer rights, to organize for climate justice, the same folks who organized against the convoy, and the same folks who bring coffee and muffins to workers when they're out on strike. I am so proud of Ottawa's activist community! My friends, I point this out to say that our real strength is in uniting our movements, recognizing that working class people of all different backgrounds and identities have more in common than we have differences. So let's build the kind of solidarity that we need to win, the kind of solidarity that we need to change the world, the kind of solidarity that fuels and feeds movements for justice. Which brings me to why I'm here, my friends. I'll introduce myself. My name's Alex Silas, and I proudly represent and serve PSAC members here in the National Capital Region. Je suis le fier vice-président exécutif régional pour l'IPC-LCN. It's an honor to be here. And on behalf of the Public Service Alliance of Canada, I have a bit of an announcement. I'm proud to share that our union will be donating $50,000 to humanitarian aid efforts in Palestine. And we call on the government of Canada to live up to our humanitarian values and work to provide emergency aid in Gaza. I'm here, and hundreds of other labor activists are here, I see your flags, because labor needs to be here. So if you're a member of a union, si vous êtes syndiqué, if you're a labor activist, if you're a worker and you're here, I need you to get loud right now. Make some noise! Hundreds of union members, community members, and activists came to Ottawa today by the busloads. We are here, and people are mobilizing across the country, from Moncton to Moose Jaw, from Cape Breton to Kelowna, because on some level we all understand that our struggles are united. Just as those in power demonize and spread misinformation about Palestinians struggling for liberation, it's those same forces, corporate elites and corrupt governments, that demonize workers who strike for fair contracts and fair wages. And so in our thousands, in our millions, in our thousands, in our millions, yes. That's why we have to build a movement founded on a basis of unity, a movement founded on justice and solidarity, a mass movement of people that will overpower our oppressors with the incontrovertible strength of love, because the people united. The people united. That's right. The last thing I want to say, my friends, I realize I've taken a lot of your time here today. Thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts. The last thing I want to share, thank you. Last thing I want to share, a bit of a personal thing. Last weekend, me and my beautiful wife, Samia, got married. Alhamdulillah. And the reason I bring this up is because I want to paraphrase something the Imam, Brother Majid Jarrar, said during our wedding ceremony. Many in the community will know Brother Jarrar. During the ceremony, he spoke about how important these celebrations of love were, especially in dark times when we need light the most. He spoke about how acts of celebration, acts of joy, and acts of love are acts of resistance. By living our lives, by embracing our loved ones, by waving our flags, by being here, we are resisting against those that would keep us down. All of us gathered here today, this beautiful community, as we lift our voices together, as we hold each other up, as we lend each other strength, let's proclaim loudly that this movement is a movement of love, and that love is the strongest act of resistance against hate. Solidarité, solidarity, end the occupation now. Ceasefire and humanitarian now. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Let's give it up one last time for Alex Cyrus! The labor movement will never waver its commitment towards the Palestinian struggle. Woo! Our next speaker, Sheikh Ali Sbaiti, has long worked within the Lebanese community in Canada, and is the founder of many Islamic centers here. He is now the Imam of Centre Communautaire Musulman de Montréal. In all of his work, Palestine has always been his compass. Please give a huge round of applause for Sheikh Ali Sbaiti.
Thank you. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate. Dear brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon all of you. 30 years from now, we landed in Montreal as a new immigrant to a new homeland. My French teacher asked me why you choose Canada as a new homeland for you. And I replied, as a young man, fleeing Lebanon and southern Lebanon because of an Israeli invasion at that time, because of Canada's reputation on human rights and being an honest broker for peace. I know about the Casque Bleu and the mission around the world for the Canadian forces. And when you dislike blood and wars, you choose a place of peace and harmony. Nowadays, we are losing this beautiful reputation of Canada.
Unfortunately, Canada vote in UN was one of very few countries, even some islands, Marshall Islands, who did not vote for a ceasefire in Gaza. So you are here today, and you were from coast to coast, from Halifax on the East Coast to Vancouver in British Columbia, West Coast. Your presence and your voices is not only to defend the people of Gaza, rather to restore the true face of Canada. The true face of Canada was stolen by the lobbies working for the Israeli embassy here, who are pressuring our MPs and our politician leader, using against them the media and the fear and the money, unfortunately. Even to the extent that MPs from Arab descendants here in this parliament, they didn't have the courage to sign for a ceasefire. Only we have the MP from Halifax, Lina Diab, who has the courage. Yes, it's a lady. And we should acknowledge that because of the ladies of Gaza, because of the ladies of Canada, because of your presence, we'll still continue raising our voices. Because they're killing the kids, and they are the sons and daughters of a mother. And the mother is the resistance who continue giving birth. Yes. And who's continuing to say, life will be victorious over death. And the symbol of life is the mother. Dear brothers and sisters, fellow citizens, the true courageous Canadian, we need to send a clear message that if the major parties in Canada are truly representing the people of Canada, so let them show the respect of thousands of voices who still continuing their presence in demonstration every week in all major cities in Canada. Let them recognize their presence. Today, communities coming from far as London, Ontario, from Hamilton, from Toronto, from Montreal, and from many little towns and cities of this land. Aren't they citizens of the land? Aren't you looking for the votes in the next election? So let's wait for the election to give you the chance to judge those who betrayed your voices. And we don't forget to recognize the presence of our brothers from the Jewish community. It's a holiday for them today. They have left their synagogues. They bring their kids in this cold weather just to say the Palestinian issue is not anti-Semitism. We are Semitic. We are Semite. The Palestinian issue, it's humanity against criminals. And those who have conscience against those murderers who wouldn't agree to ceasefire just for the little babies and kids, who refuse even a drop of water to be entered through the Rafah gate, because they wanted people to die in a mass numbers. So why you don't admit it's a genocide? It's a genocide because the international law would not allow to attack hospitals and the places of worship. And you did all kind of atrocity because you don't respect any international law. We thank your presence because this sent a clear message to the parliament that the true Jewish follower of our prophet Moses, peace be upon them, are with Palestinians, are with the oppressors against the criminal. It's not a war of religion. It's not a war of races. It's a war about getting your right back as the natives against those coming from all corners of the world to occupy others' land. Very simple. So let's be united under this banner. We are Canadian. We are sending clear message to the politicians. We're not asking you to join the resistance, but at least don't be biased and don't ignore the truth that you cannot be blind and close your eyes while seeing thousands of kids and babies and elderly people being murdered in Gaza. Don't foolish people about the 7th of October. Tell the truth. Say that the true reason of all the violence is the occupation. And please make sure that they don't, because they are changing even the proverb. Before we were saying, like father, like son. Today, in the time of Mr. Trudeau, we cannot say like father, like son. And he admitted. He said, yes, I'm not like my father, actually. So that's why we are hoping to restore the true face of Canada, to be an honest broker of peace, and to stand for the human rights, and to say it clearly that nobody in this world is getting a green light to spill blood and hatred in any places of this world. If you don't fear the international courts, you should fear God's courts in the day of judgment, because you will be asked. You will be challenged, you will ask, and you should prepare your answer why you've been complicit and you been silent on murdering babies and kids. Thank you for your presence. I know that many people wanted to get back to their cities and communities tonight, so I'll hope you be back safe and you continue your presence by all means, pressuring the MPs to restore their conscience and be true human beings. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Une petite annonce, s'il vous plaît. Il y a deux enfants manqués. Leur nom, c'est Saïd et Youssef, 10 et 12 ans. Saïd et Youssef, si vous entendez ce message, regardez et essayez de chercher quelqu'un qui a une veste de sécurité orange ou jaune. Saïd et Youssef, 10 et 12 ans. Please, there is a very important announcement. There are 2 children that are missing, Saïd and Youssef, 10 and 12 years old. Saïd and Youssef, if you hear this, find someone that has a security vest, orange or yellow, and please go to them, and we will bring you to your parents.
Are you tired? Are you tired? Let me hear you! For 49 days, we've witnessed on our television screens, on our phones, on social media, a genocide unfolding in real time.
Shame!
And we've been told that we should just continue our lives, go to work, as though nothing is happening. But we refuse. We, the Palestinian Youth Movement, the Palestinians, we are the grandchildren of Palestinians who were ethnically cleansed in 1948. And we are here to say we have not forgotten or forgotten our struggle for liberation and the right to return to our lands. So let me hear you. Give it up for our next speaker, Sana Shami from the Palestinian Youth Movement. Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free!
Yes, I know.
Salute to the children of the stones! Salute to the refugees who soon shall return home! Salute to our prisoners who are the compass of our struggle! And salute to our immortal martyrs! Brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, yesterday the world woke up to glorious news. 39 of our prisoners have been released from the clutches of the Zionist jails. This is thanks to the brave people of Gaza who have shown the world that to rise up and resist your oppressor is to suffer in order to triumph. The people of Gaza have shown us that though the cost is high, our freedom and our dignity are priceless. Our prisoners who have been denied food, water, dignity, and even light itself are now among the free. 39 prisoners have been liberated, and they have ushered us into a new era. This is the era of liberation. This is the era where all the walls will fall, where the whole world has no other choice but to watch in awe as a small, brave nation brings the so-called indestructible army down to its knees. We are here today
by the tens of thousands on Parliament Hill to demand a permanent ceasefire, an end to the siege of Gaza, an end to Canadian complicity, the release of our prisoners, and an end to this sickening occupation. Today, we have shut down the capital of Canada. And November 25th will go down in history as a day where the people of Canada have refused to be complicit in this genocide. We are here because we stand for justice and freedom, and we are not naive enough to think that they would offer us justice, but we are brave enough and bold enough to know that justice is ours to take. Justice belongs to the people. It belongs to the righteous. It belongs to the brave. It belongs to Palestine, and it belongs to you. And we are all here because we don't just believe in liberation, we will work for it. We, the Palestinian Youth Movement and the movement for liberation, have sprung from the earth on which we were displaced across North America and Europe, a movement that is creating a new generation of Arab and Palestinian youth that stand tall against Zionism. It is because of these efforts across the globe that has made our movement a movement of steel, of heart, of principle, and dignity. The movement and the free people of the world have spoken. We no longer believe the lies of the political class. Canada, which pretends to champion democracy and human rights, is now facing us, the people, who can see right through this hypocrisy. This so-called democracy has allowed our tax dollars to fund this genocidal project. This so-called democracy exports over $20 million in weapons. Weapons that are killing the people of Palestine. And with every bomb that falls, with every weapon sold to Israel, their greedy pockets get bigger and bigger, and our list of martyrs gets longer and longer, and we have had enough. So this is a message to Parliament. This is not just a protest. This is a prosecution trial. And we, the people, prosecute you with genocide. Trudeau, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Trudeau, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide! We charge you with genocide! We charge you with genocide! The Western world will try to make us think that we are powerless. They will call us terrorists and animal, but that is what they called the 500,000 Vietnamese people who died to liberate their land against the U.S. empire. That is what they called our Indigenous comrades when they fought back against settler colonialism. That is what they called Nelson Mandela for fighting fighting apartheid South Africa. That is what they called the Algerians who sent the French back to where they came from. And in all these cases, in every single one of them, millions across the world, just like you, refuse to stay silent. History has taught us that the brave will be imprisoned, that the outspoken will be silenced, but history has also taught us that when we are organized and when we fight, we can bring even the most powerful of empires to its knees, and we will do just that. For 75 years, this occupation has tried to wipe us off the face of the earth. They have tried in every way imaginable to eradicate our people. And we may not have US-funded weapons or Western-manufactured bombs, but we have something that no bomb, no tank, no gun, no law can kill. We have something to fight for! And the brave people of Palestine are not just fighting for their liberation. They are fighting to liberate the entire world from this fascist project called Zionism. And every day, our people in Palestine, our people in the refugee camps and in the prisons show us that liberation cannot be besieged, it cannot be imprisoned, and it cannot be destroyed. And so know this, the movement has only begun to scratch the surface, and the youth are getting more organized by the day, and we will never stop until every single inch of Palestine is free. From Jenin to Nablus, from Al-Quds to Gaza, from the refugee camps to the prisons, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Let's hear it one more time for Salah on behalf of the Palestinian Youth Movement!
Right now, we are here in the cold, in the tens of thousands. But, unlike the cold-blooded murderers that sit and make decisions in this body behind us, our blood runs warm. We are here, despite the cold, despite the wind, standing in solidarity with our people in Palestine. So make some noise! Make some noise for the people of Palestine! Make some noise for the people of Gaza! And make some noise for all of you! I know, we all know that we have been here for hours in the cold, and we appreciate your patience as we have speaker after speaker. But we want to do some chants now to get our blood pumping, we get our bodies moving. So we need everyone right now. We're gonna do 4 claps. Everyone please put your hands up. We're gonna do 4 claps and chant Gaza. Gaza! 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 Louder, louder! We need to be louder than that! We want people to hear us! From Ottawa, to Vancouver, to Toronto, to Montreal, and all the way to Gaza!
Before we try that again, everybody on my left-hand side, can you hear me? Make some noise! Everybody in the center, can you hear me? Make some noise! And everybody on the right-hand side, if you can hear me, make some noise! I want everybody's hands in the air! Show me your hands up high in the air! We're gonna try that chant again, and I want you nice and loud! I want you to clap 5 times, we're gonna say Gaza!
Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Gaza! Louder, louder! Gaza! 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 This side! Gaza! 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 Before we move on to our next speaker, we know that everyone right now is cold, so we invite you all to jump in your place. Shake your body, move around, jump in your place. We need our blood pumping so that when we start marching, we have all the energy and the warmth we need. Now everyone, make some noise! Make some noise! Louder!
Thank you, everyone. We have a message from the Nature Carta from our siblings in the Jewish community. With the help of the Almighty, Assalamu Alaikum. Due to religious restrictions of the Jewish Sabbath, we apologize that we cannot speak to you using the microphone. But we want to use this opportunity to express our solidarity with the suffering and persecuted people of Gaza and Palestine. We are here today representing the Jewish religion and religious Jewish communities true to their religion worldwide, to voice our horror and to condemn the horrifying genocide of innocent men, women, and children occurring now in Gaza and the ongoing brutal occupation of Palestine for over 75 years.
Shame!
Shame! Since the inception of Zionism in the late 19th century, masses of Jewish people and the rabbinical leaders worldwide, including the occupied Palestine, oppose Zionism and the very concept of the State of Israel, and to the present day condemn all of its atrocities. The very existence of the State of Israel, the ongoing occupation, including all brutal atrocities since the beginning in 1948, are a violation of Judaism and are criminal and barbaric. According to Jewish belief, Jews are forbidden to create their own state, since God placed them in exile and they are forbidden to end the divine decree of exile by any physical means. This is especially the case with respect to killing and occupying, both of which are totally forbidden in the Jewish religion. Jews are required to live as loyal citizens and peaceful neighbors in their countries where they reside. Muslims and Jews have lived for hundreds of years in Palestine with a beautiful coexistence. The difference of religion was not a reason for conflict. The occupation is ultimately responsible for the ongoing tragic bloodshed today and over the last 100 years of both Arab and Jew. Opposing the Zionist state of Israel is not anti-Jewish and not anti-Semitic. Rather, the state of Israel is the personification of anti-Jewishness and anti-Semitism. To end the constant cycle of violence and tragedies, Palestine must be returned to the Palestinians and the Zionist movement must cease. We pray that this should happen peacefully, with no more suffering for anyone. Inshallah, at that time, we can hope to see the peace that existed in Palestine prior to the invention of Zionism and once again restored. One final and very important point, please never refer to the state of Israel as the Jewish state. That only helps to support and empower the state of Israel. Please refer to it as the Zionist state and to people that support it as Zionists and not Jews. Assalamu alaikum. Judaism yes, Zionism no. Thank you to the Naturia Karta and to our siblings in our Jewish communities. Our next speaker is a community member from the Association of Palestinian Arab Canadians. Please welcome Walid.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
My name is Walid. I'm with the Association of Palestinian Arab Canadians here in Ottawa. And I thank you for being here today. I thank all of you for coming out week after week to stand in solidarity with Palestine and to demand that our government call for an immediate ceasefire, for our government to call for an end of the blockade of Gaza, and for our government to end its complicity with the crimes against Palestinians. Friends, we have all been bearing witness to the countless horrors that have been playing out on the screens in front of us against an innocent civilian population. And our hearts break for the thousands of men, women, and children that have been killed, that have been maimed, that have been burned and bombed and crushed and trapped under the rubble. Shame! At times, it feels too unbearable to watch. We want to look away, but we can't and we shouldn't. We will not turn a blind eye to the suffering that is being rained down upon the Palestinian people, yet again in this unprecedented genocide. This feels like a nightmare. It feels like a nightmare that the world refuses to wake up from, but we will wake up. There will be a ceasefire. A real ceasefire, not this twisted notion of a humanitarian pause for a few days only to go back to killing. Shame! We will get a ceasefire, and I know that when we do, we will all be able to take a moment to breathe. But we will not stop. Because if we stop, we return to the status quo. The status quo of the slow death of Palestinians and their slow erasure. The status quo of annexation, occupation, apartheid, and genocide.
Shame!
And so I call upon all of us to use the momentum of this moment to start a movement that will not rest until we address the root causes of this violence, until Palestinians are liberated from occupation, when their rights are no longer denied, and when they can live with the same dignity and equality that all people deserve. So what does that mean in practice? It means not stopping after we have a ceasefire. It means each of us taking personal responsibility to commit to taking the following actions even after the world's attention has moved on. 1, we have 4 organizations and countless partner organizations that made today happen, and over 150 that endorsed today's event. Seek out those organizations, sign up with them, volunteer with them, follow them so that you know what activities and actions are taking place in your communities. 2, attend events. Many of these same organizations offer educational sessions and invite excellent speakers that can help you learn the issues. 3, educate yourself. Educate yourself on the issues so that you can defend your positions and not be bullied when you stand up for Palestinian human rights and basic human decency. 4, make your position known to your elected officials at all levels of government. Do not stop attending protests. Do not stop raising your voices, but also call and email your elected officials. Now, I know that some of us may not feel comfortable doing that, but again, the organizations that have organized today provide you with tools that make it easy to call and email your elected officials. And lastly, vote. Take note of the positions of the elected officials. Take note of their statements. Take note of their silence. And hold them to account when the time comes. These are just some of the things that we can do to make a change that will lead to justice and a lasting peace. If we don't, we will be back here again in the future, protesting the next atrocity. We cannot let that happen. I beg of you. We must not let the 15,000 Palestinian lives that have been stolen from us be in vain. Thank you again. Thank you for your solidarity. Long live Palestine. Free, free Palestine! Now, I'm proud to bring this next brother to the stage, my Iraqi brother, Narsi, a rapper who does this for a living. He commands the stage for a living. Give him a warm welcome.
Ottawa, make some noise. I said, Ottawa, make some noise. Please bring your children to the front of the stage if you can. Everybody say love. Say love. I want to dedicate my speech today to the children of Gaza. Those who are still alive and those missing and those who were killed in the last 75 years. 8,250 that were killed in the last 49 days alone. I want the media to see this. And then in the words of Khalil Gibran, he says, you may house their bodies but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow. So I ask, who is Netanyahu to deny the children of Palestine of their tomorrow? Who is Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau to deny the children of Palestine the right to say peace? Not in my name. Say not in my name. Today in Gaza, a boy only 10 years old took his last breath on the floor of a hospital, unable to care for him because of the lack of medicine and the impunity of occupation forces. Say shame. Today, a man in Gaza kisses his daughter and calls her the soul of his soul. Today, a child in Gaza waits under the rubble of what used to be his home, holding the hands of his dead siblings, breathing in the apathy and complacency of our world leaders. Say shame!
Shame!
These are not uncertain truths, as Israeli officials would like you to believe. These are unacceptable truths that we have to swallow and digest as Arab Canadians and accept our role because our leaders cannot utter two words. Ceasefire. Say ceasefire.
Ceasefire.
Say love. Now let us remember, on October 6th, a young brother and sister in Gaza swam in the beach in Gaza. They smelt the salty air around the water that touched their toes. They shared laughs and huddled under the clouds that covered the sun, feeding them the sweet warmth that we feel today. Their mothers and their fathers looked on them as they swam off the shore, and they slept that night not knowing what will happen for the next 49 days. Shame.
Shame.
Say no more.
No more.
Say not in my name.
Not in my name.
Say ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now.
Yes.
Ceasefire now.
Absolutely. And a child in Canada that goes to school, unaware of how much their government funds the slow trickle of death of their generation across the ocean. Children like these that stand in front of me. I want the media to see these children. These are the future of our world that these leaders are deleting off the planet of this earth. So I ask, dear institution of Canada, I know it must be difficult for you to accept that we uncover mass graves of Indigenous children under multiple churches around this country and receive solemn apologies in return, while you allow mass graves of children in Gaza to be built through your involvement in these bombing campaigns. You are beyond complicit. You are responsible. I say, how dare you? Say, how dare you?
How dare you?
Dear politicians, government representatives, members of parliament, and Prime Minister, I have a question for you. How do you sleep at night knowing your own children will judge you for what you did to their generation and the next? How will you deal with the disgust your children will look at you with? I ask you to divest from your war profiteering. Say ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now!
Absolutely.
Ceasefire now!
These actions that you partake in endanger Muslim students across our universities. They endanger Jewish kids at our high schools. Your actions and silence and inability to say ceasefire is escalating tensions around campuses and cities all around the world. And this should stop now. And you know what you have in your hearts that we all have, and that's love. So let's say love. And in this, I want to remember the mothers and fathers, the grandmothers and grandfathers, and entire families that were murdered and removed from this planet by the occupation, and the millions who have suffered under the siege of Gaza and in the West Bank. Shame. 1 in 200 children in Gaza have perished. 1 in 200. Say shame!
Shame!
I leave with the words of the late great Hassan Kanafani. I wish children didn't die. I wish they would be temporarily elevated to the skies until the war ends. And when they return home safe, and their parents ask them, "Where were you?" they would say, "We were playing in the clouds." Say, "Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Make some noise for yourselves, Ottawa. Thank you for coming out.
We know it's getting cold. We know you're restless. We have a few speakers, and we are more powerful in our numbers. So let me hear you give it up for our next speaker, Alan Gabriel. Alan Gabriel is an Indigenous Mohawk activist who has fought settler colonialism here in Turtle Island. From Turtle Island to Palestine!
Turtle Island to Palestine!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
I have to start off by acknowledging my first mother, Mother Earth, because she is who nurtures us. I am Turtle Clan, and so from Turtle Island to Gaza to Palestine, we shall be free, Indigenous peoples. I look behind me and look at the genocide that was decided against Indigenous people of Turtle Island. This is where it all started. This is a shame. We cannot stand to be alone. We must unite in the same oppression that has been plaguing us for over 500 years here on this occupied land of Gaza. Shame! We share the same history of being attacked for just being who we are by the same colonizer, the same oppressor who wants to attack our family unit by killing the children as they did in Indian residential school. 6,000 to 8,000 children. Shame! In unmarked graves right across Canada. Shame! Your struggle is our struggle. Your liberation is our liberation. We should charge Canada, Israel, and all the European Union countries who are complicit in the genocide that is happening in Gaza right now. And we should demand equal rights, equal human rights for everybody. That is what supposedly all these words on paper say. For the freedom of all, security, life, food, water. We know what it is like to be called terrorists. We know what it is like to be denied food, our medicine, access to the lands that we love, that nurture us. Thousands and thousands of generations have walked Turtle Island, and they did not disrespect it the way the colonizer disrespected our lands. We
We demand a permanent ceasefire, a permanent peace in Palestine. The state of Palestine may live for free forever, and it is up to Canadians. Palestine must live free forever. Indigenous people here have been silenced for far too long, and we have been raising our voices. Somebody to hear us, somebody besides this government of Canada who pretends there is reconciliation going on, who pretends that they are human rights defenders. We want our land back. We want Palestinians to have their land back as well. We want the people of Gaza, whose homes have been destroyed, to be paid by genocide. People, the governments like Canada, pay to rebuild the destruction of Gaza, pay to rebuild the homes that have been destroyed by the genocidal maniacs of Israel. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
I am Kanyaka Haga, but today and until Palestine is free, I am a Palestinian!
Woo!
Thank you all for staying all this time, and remember, Indigenous people's struggle are your struggle as well. Skana, peace, shalom, salam alaikum, nyoko, taregawanake.
Free, free Palestine! Folks, we have a couple more speakers for this segment. Our next speaker, Tyler Leviton, is a proudly Jewish anti-Zionist with deep roots in Ottawa's Jewish community. He is the former national coordinator of Independent Jewish Voices Canada, or IJV. He is a longtime ally of the Palestinian community, and he is speaking today as a member of IJV. Please welcome Tyler.
I'm humbled to speak to you today from the unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. All of my great-grandparents settled on this land, coming from the Eastern European cities of Vitebsk, Minsk, and Kamenets-Podolsky, with a strong sense of Jewish identity. They instilled in my grandparents and my parents Jewish values of social justice and performing mitzvot, or good deeds. It is through these values I was raised with, and in spite of the Zionist propaganda that I was indoctrinated with, from the Jewish elementary school and camp that I attended throughout my childhood, that I stand here today demanding an end to the genocide in Gaza and to our government's complicity in these crimes against humanity. The warning signs were clear as day. Gaza was already described as the world's largest open-air prison, or in the words of Israeli sociologist Baruch Kimmerling, the largest concentration camp ever. Shame! Gazans were already subjected to collective punishment on a massive scale through an illegal land, sea, and air blockade that put the population on an Israeli-imposed diet and repeated mowings of the lawn, resulting in thousands of civilian casualties. Shame! We can't forget that roughly half of Gaza's population are children and 80% are refugees, ethnically cleansed in 1948, and their descendants. These innocent people have been terrorized and traumatized by the Israeli state beyond comprehension. After October 7th, Israel's top political and military leaders announced to the world in no uncertain terms that there be no food, water, medicine, electricity, or fuel for 2.3 million people. For the indefinite future, that Palestinians were indistinguishable from Hamas, and that Israel's emphasis is on damage, not accuracy. It has indiscriminately bombed the entire besieged enclave, targeting every kind of civilian infrastructure. Shame! This was always undeniably a genocidal plan. The clear intent that the entire world has witnessed Israel carry out with impunity. These are not my Jewish values. And an ever-growing number of Jews are reclaiming their humanity and identity from Zionist indoctrination and loudly proclaiming, "Not in our name!" and "Never again for anyone!" The true nature of the Zionist project in Palestine, built on the dehumanization, subjugation, and ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, is being exposed like never before. In solidarity with Palestinians, Jews of conscience must continue to speak out, engage in acts of civil disobedience, and refuse to back down until there's a permanent ceasefire, a lifting of the illegal siege on Gaza, and freedom, justice, and equality for all Palestinians. Free, free Palestine!
We have one more speaker before we start marching. I have one question. Are we tired? Are we tired? Desmond Cole is a journalist, author, and activist. Let me hear you give it up for Desmond Cole!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine! Thank you so much to the Palestinian Youth Movement and to all of the volunteers and organizers who have made this event possible. It is a very dark reality that has brought us here together today, but we are also gathering in love, in solidarity, in power, and in hope. Let me share the words of a Palestinian journalist with you. We had big dreams, but our dream now is to be killed in one place so they know who we are. These are the words of Ayat Kadura, a Palestinian freelance journalist and podcast presenter who was killed on Monday, along with an unknown family member in an Israeli airstrike on her home in Beit Laha in northern Gaza. Kadura shared these words in a video entitled My Last Message to the World, which she recorded earlier this month. And let me share the words of another Palestinian journalist with you. With the war against the innocent, the world only recognizes the strong. And I do not reduce strong to military equipment, but rather to the strength of argument, proof, and message. And our mission as journalists has become more important than ever in conveying and publishing the truth of what is happening on the ground. These are the words of Ala Tahar al-Hassanat, a Palestinian journalist and podcast presenter at Al-Mujahideen Media Network. Al-Hassanat was also killed this past Monday along with multiple members of her family in an Israeli airstrike that hit her house in the Gaza Strip.
Shame!
She wrote the words I just shared 8 years ago while reflecting on her reporting from the summer of 2014 when Israel killed over 1,400 civilians in Gaza.
Shame!
Now that violence was the worst in the region since the start of the Israeli occupation in 1967, eclipsed only by the horrors we've all been witnessing these last 7 weeks. Hassouna Salim, a Palestinian freelance journalist, said in October, "Journalists and medic teams are subject to assassination. Most of our colleagues martyred. As journalists in Gaza, we are subject to be targeted."
Shame!
The Israeli Defense Forces killed Salim and 30 other people 1 week ago today, last Saturday, in an airstrike on Gaza in the Al-Burej refugee camp. Among 30 others killed was Salim's friend and fellow journalist Sari Mansour. We hear the reports of more than 14,500 people who have been killed in Gaza in the last 7 weeks. So why do I focus on journalists? Not because their lives are more precious, but because their deaths serve a specific purpose for the state of Israel. The IDF, Israel's military, is targeting journalists in the region, virtually all of whom are Palestinian, and it is doing so. The targeting is intended to silence Palestinians who are bearing witness to and testifying to the murder and destruction of their communities. At the time that I was preparing these remarks, the Committee to Protect Journalists had documented the killings of at least 46 Palestinian journalists and 3 Lebanese journalists. And according to my research, the majority of these journalists were killed in strikes at their homes or at the homes of their neighbors. CPJ reports that Israeli officials have arrested 18 journalists in Gaza and the West Bank, and many of these arrests have included the intimidation of journalists' family members. So when we suggest that Israel is intentionally targeting journalists to hide its crimes, this is specifically what we mean. Palestinian journalists and civilians are taking risks and dying to document Israel's collective punishment of Gazans. And they are engaging in a sacred témoignage, as the French would say, of seeing, of speaking, and chronicling death. And Israel's tactics to achieve a quiet ethnic cleansing, a quiet genocide, are profane. So my challenge to journalists, human rights organizations, and advocates in Canada is, what price are we willing to pay? We need to interrogate the criminalization of public expression in this country. We need to challenge the police, the Crown prosecutors, and the politicians who equate Palestinian solidarity with hatred. We have to challenge them. We must dare to contextualize the last 7 weeks in the reality of decades of Israeli occupation, legal discrimination, kidnapping, secret trials, executions, checkpoints, settlements, and blockades. This did not start 7 weeks ago, and we all know that. Perhaps as journalists and advocates, perhaps we fear that we will be fired, we will be censured, and with good reason. Zara Al-Akras was recently dismissed from Global News, and Yara Jamal was recently fired from CTV News.
Shame!
Both of these are Palestinian journalists who spoke out strongly against Zionism and lost their jobs. But it is easy to target us as individuals. We don't need to speak out and act out alone. The reason that so many people in public life in Canada, particularly women of color, are getting censured, investigated, suspended, and fired right now is because they're saying the courageous things in ones and twos that people in our position should be saying by the tens, the dozens, the hundreds, and the thousands like all of you are today. So I am grateful for this opportunity to be with the thousands of you who know why we take risks and who will continue to do so. Our short-term goal is to push Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party to choose life by calling for an immediate ceasefire. Ceasefire now for sure, but beyond that, We can never rest. We can never rest until Palestinians can live in safety and self-determination, until all our movements for oppressed people gain the strength to take power back from a select few and share power with all of the people. Viva, viva! Viva, viva!
Palestina!
Viva, viva!
Palestina!
Viva, viva!
Palestina!
See you in the streets. Thank you.
Who's ready to start marching? Before we start, we have a few housekeepings. Trained marshals are in yellow. We ask our protesters not to engage with police. We have police liaisons and marshals. We ask to not engage with counter-protesters. We have photographers. If you don't want your face in the photo, let them know. We have trained medics wearing orange vests that will be walking around at all times. And we have media spokespeople who will speak to media. Are you ready to start marching? Today, we are marching for freedom, for justice, for liberation, and for an end to this genocide. This is genocide!
This is genocide!
This is genocide!
This is genocide!
Everybody, we will all want to hear us when we say this is a genocide. Follow your marshals in yellow vests. Head to the street. We'll be turning left. But while you do that, I want your voices nice and loud. Let them know this is a genocide!
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 Oh, are you further up in the crowd? Okay, I'll meet you there. Let's meet at the gate.
We are giving 2,000 meal each day in Gaza.
Stop spending money on these companies. Boycott these companies. Boycott these companies. Boycott these companies. Boycott these companies.
Okay, outside the gate. Yep, outside at the corner of Metcalf. Right side of the street, right side of the street. watching people come out of the gate now on the other side of the street. Looking straight at Parliament.
Are you right squad? Are you right squad?
So we're here in Ottawa right now, the capital of Canada, and we just saw the end of the massive demonstration of tens of thousands of people calling for a permanent ceasefire, saying that the humanitarian pause isn't enough, and we're joined by some protesters right now. Do you want to tell our viewers why you all came out here today?
So I'm here to show solidarity with everybody, and also because I really feel it's important for legislation change all the way from the United Nations, which we always talk about history and colonization. It's really important to ask, why are there still some superpowers? So I'm not saying they're superpowers, but the world says they're superpowers because they have veto power, right? They have veto power for the reason why Muslims across the globe are in oppression, right? And at all levels, and a lot of human people everywhere are in the same oppression. Indigenous people, they spoke today too, they said the same thing. It is very across the global that we are all oppressed and we're feeling sad, we're feeling upset, we're frustrated. We can't do anything because guess what? You say Muslim people talk about Islamophobia, you're scared of Islam. I'm sorry to say, Muslim people are standing in solidarity in a peaceful way, while people around the world who are Muslim are what? Shot down, murdered, raped, assaulted, and you're saying you're scared of Islam? It's the other way around. And Islam is a peaceful country. And so that's why we're all standing here in solidarity. And we know it's a Saturday. And where are the politicians and where are people? But we really have pain right now. And the only thing we can do is use our voices, stand in solidarity, stand in the cold together, and just, you know, hope and pray to God that God will answer our prayers, and the people who have the capacity to make change. No more veto powers. None of that nonsense for all human beings around the world. There should be peace, and I believe there can be peace because we all live in a peaceful, like Canada's a peaceful country, right? But we have our inequity still. Why? Because we don't have peace in the globe. It impacts us. I can't even say something. Other people can't. They'll lose their job, right? So is that fair? Like, I'm scared of saying something or identifying myself because, oh my goodness, what if somebody's going to do something to me next? So these are the problems, and we're hoping, we're standing in solidarity, and hopefully something will happen. Right?
No, we're here in solidarity with the inhumanity that's been happening in Gaza. So we're here in a peaceful way, standing with Gaza, the people of Gaza, the children of Gaza. That's practically affected all of our lives, and we're seeing this happening live on TV. So we're here to say, let's cease fire, let's start the conversation, let's end this inhumanity.
And please stop giving the powers, the veto powers. This is the problem. It's stemming from those veto powers, because just because one veto power was there, we're not having a ceasefire. Excuse me? The problem starts from there. There's a big problem somewhere in the world, and it needs to stop.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which media are you guys from? Hey, how's it going? Good. What's your name?
For us on the gym.
Where are you
Canadian Defenders for Human Rights from Mississauga.
Oh,
Human Rights Organization.
And what brought you out today?
We came here to stand in solidarity with the Palestinians and to congratulate the Palestinian nation for the release of the prisoners. Because I think the only way forward is obviously the resistance, because the Palestinians have been waiting for United Nations and for other organizations to get involved to release these prisoners, and there was nothing successful except by the Palestinian resistance, and that is Hamas. Hamas is not a terrorist organization. Unfortunately, Canada enlisted them as a terrorist organization. We are working to lobby inside Canada to let them know that this is not the fact, and that they have a popular base. They're democratically elected back in the days, but now they're kind of blockaded and they're divided from the West Bank, so that's why they really cannot unite with the Palestinian Authority under Mahmoud Abbas's leadership. And the people are being killed day and night. The babies, the hospitals are being attacked, the houses of civilians, schools, churches, mosques. I mean, there's no limits for the Israelis. They have been breaching international law for a long time, and Justin Trudeau has not really called them off for that. Has not called to impose sanctions. Jagmeet Singh has, and you got to give him some credit for that. At least he did call for sanctions and to kind of have an arms embargo on the Zionist regime, Israeli regime. And we stand with the Palestinian people, and we're here to call for liberation of Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Which media are you guys from?
We're from Breakthrough News. We're from the U.S. Yeah, but we came up here because it's what are you going to do? So how do I find it?
I need a tight line in the back. Extremely aggressive. Extremely aggressive. I need a tight line like that in the back.
Thank you for coming. Please join the protest.
Yes, yes, yes.
He's right here.
On the street. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Hi. We're live streaming right now and we're asking people about why they're not here.
No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! Free, free Palestine! 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 Free,
So you wanna?
Yeah. So we're just continuing down the march. There's just a huge stream of people going down this street, and above them, protesters have gathered in a mall, and they're looking over, and they've hung a Palestinian flag. But we're here, joined by two more protesters. What are your names, and where are you coming from?
I'm Rob, and this is Stephanie. We're from Peterborough. We drove from Peterborough today.
We're from the U.S., so we don't know. Is that far?
3 hours. 3.5 hour drive.
3.5 hours?
Yeah.
So you drove 3.5 hours. Why did you feel it was so important to be out here?
How could we not? We couldn't think of any other place that we could be that would maybe make some sort of a claim to some justice for people in Palestine. I mean, this is so exposed in that every night on television and every time you turn on the news, you see these children dying in the streets. Not just children. Children grow up to be adults, and adults deserve to live. But it's just unbelievable. So it's a genocide.
It certainly is, and they declared this humanitarian pause. But do you feel like a humanitarian pause is sufficient?
No. We need a ceasefire now. We need a ceasefire now. It's just incredible that it takes the people to have the courage to stand up, and that our own leaders don't have that courage. It is unbelievable. I will never look at Canada in the same way. I should know that they could have been capable of doing something like this because of what we've done to Indigenous people. But I would never have expected it would happen in this day and age. I'm ashamed. I really am ashamed. But hopefully.
Yeah. I guess the last thing I would ask is, while these government's actions have just been shameful, and while the genocide has just been horrific for everyone to watch, seeing this outpouring of people, how do you feel about not just the movement in Canada, but in the U.S. and worldwide, the outpouring of support for Palestine?
It's all that gives us hope. It's all that gives us hope, and we hope that this gives the people of Palestine hope too. We were in Toronto 3 weeks ago, just like this.
It's amazing. Thank you so much.
All you need to do is go there. You'll miss the protest, but all you need